Thursday Night Football. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers are on the road to take on the Atlanta Falcons, and my best bets are on the way, including a couple props, a parlay, as well as who I think wins and covers in this game. If you are new, my name's Austin from Calling Our Shot. As always, we start off the video talking about how we did last week, and it was a great week for us, 13-3 overall. We dominated on Thursday, going 2-0. Sunday, we went crazy with an 8-1 day. Monday, a 3-2 day, but those two losers were only half-unit plays, and we missed one by one Jackson Smith and Jigba yard, which would have been a plus 270 winner. But either way, a massive week. The goal today is to continue that streak and make that 13-3 run into an even better run. So let's get that thing going. If you are new, my name's Austin. Like I said, do me a favor, go down below, hit that subscribe, drop a like, don't miss out on any of our videos. And if you've ever wanted to get all of our picks early, because obviously it takes time to edit and post these YouTube videos, I encourage you to join the DubClub. Only for today, we're running a 14-day free trial. So that'll cover you 2 weeks. If you like the DubClub, it's part of our community. You get access to our Discord and you get all our plays early. We already have a play for Sunday that I won't even post until Saturday. So, hey, check it out. It's already live in the DubClub if you want to go check out that play. I encourage you to join the DubClub. It's a lot of fun in there. You get all the picks early, including the ladder challenge. It's fun. It's a good time to join the community. And you get a 14-day free trial to test it out. If you just don't like it, cancel your auto renewal and stuff like that. And you don't have to obviously pay any money if you don't want to. So check it out. 14-day free trial, top link in description. Let's dive in the picks though today. We're going to have at the end of this video an Underdog fantasy entry. I don't have access to this free square. It is for Kirk Cousins to get 1 passing yard. It's only for new users. I'm not a new user to Underdog, as you guys know. Our last Underdog fantasy entry smacked. So we're going for another one here in this game. If you want to sign up and get that free square, make sure you use our code COS or the link in the description. They'll also give you a match, a 50% deposit match up to $1,000. It's free money. Don't leave it on the table if you don't have to. Use code COS to get that free square. We'll talk about Underdog at the end of the video. My first pick of the day is an under. I don't know our record on unders, but I want to say it's like 11-2 or something this season. And it's Kirk Cousins. Under 1.5 passing touchdowns, minus 125 on BetMGM. Now, a couple other books have this around minus 130. I want to say FanDuel's the most juiced at minus 146. Personally, I wouldn't suggest playing the minus 146. I'm playing this to about minus 140, and then I'm out. But minus 125 on BetMGM is your best offer at the moment. Now, Kirk Cousins this season, I think he has a good game. I just don't know if he's throwing for 2 touchdowns. Now, this season, Kirk has 4 touchdowns on the year. He's only thrown 2+ in 1 game. And the Buccaneers, actually, as a team, have only allowed 1 passing touchdown this year. Now, they haven't faced some elite QBs. They faced Jaden Daniels in his rookie debut. He's obviously looked much better since then. And then they faced Jared Goff, who did not have a good game against them. And then Bo Nix, and then Jalen Hurts last week. So, still faced some potent offenses, but they've been able to do a good job at limiting those passing touchdowns. And I'm not saying the Falcons defense or offense gets shut out here. I think they have a good job, a good day running the football. The Buccaneers allowing 5 yards per carry, 4th worst in the NFL. A once vaunted, a once scary Tampa Bay Buccaneers defensive front has turned into actually a weakness for this team. This team cannot stop the run. And while they aren't giving up the explosive 30, 40-yard carries, they're giving up 5, 6 yards per carry, which obviously you're going to keep the sticks moving. And I think you're going to see the Falcons, when they get to the red zone, still run the football. And obviously we know Bijan's good at getting in the end zone. Tyler Algier himself too. So I wouldn't be shocked if either of those 2 guys gets a touchdown. I just don't see Kirk Cousins throwing 2 tonight. Obviously he could, but I don't see it. In 2023, 10 of the 17 QBs that faced the Bucs did not throw 2 or more touchdowns. And additionally, a reason the Falcons have struggled on offense, 29th in third down conversion rate at 26%. That's the 4th lowest. So their offense, while I think they're able to run the football, when they get to third down, they haven't shown the ability to consistently convert those third downs. So that's why you see them maybe getting to the 20, 30-yard line, getting close to the red zone, struggling to get into the red zone and score touchdowns there. They obviously have Younghoe Koo, who they're confident kicking field goals with. And I also think their defense does a good job slowing down the Baker Mayfield-led passing attack and this rushing attack for the Buccaneers, to where you don't see the Falcons offense having to play up tempo and score touchdowns to keep up with them. I think it's a lower scoring game, so I'll take an under on Kirk Cousins, under 1.5 passing touchdowns. We've only taken 1 passing TD prop. I think that was Justin Herbert in week 1. That cashed. Let's try to make that 2-0 and hopefully turn our under record into a gnarly, whatever it may be. I don't know off the top of my head. Kirk Cousins under in passing touchdowns. Now I have another play. It is a half unit play. So the first one was a 1 unit play. This is just a half unit. So I don't love it as much as the first one, but it is Baker Mayfield to throw an interception, AKA is over 0.5 interceptions at minus 120 on DraftKings. Now every book's right around the same value. I don't personally play interception props for more than this. You can if you want to. I think we've taken a couple interception props. They both have been unders against the Commanders, who still don't have an interception on the season. Still don't know if I'm going to do that, run that system back again, as this week it's Deshaun Watson, but maybe I will. I'm taking Baker to throw a pick. Look, could come on the first play of the game, could come on the last play of the game. You're never safe unless Baker Mayfield's out of the game, and there's always going to be an opportunity for him to throw a pick. Now, Baker so far this season has thrown an interception in 2 of 4 games. This Falcons defense, worth noting, has an interception in 3 straight, and they faced some tough QBs. They obviously faced Pat Mahomes, and I forget who they faced off the top of my head last week. Derek Carr, they got an interception off of him. But you look at this Buccaneers team, obviously we know Mike Evans and Chris Godwin. I'm sure they get open. But outside of those 2 guys, we got Cade Otton at tight end. And you look at their other wide receiver core. This is a Bucs offense that loves running 3 wide receiver sets. Typically, Jalen McMillan and Trey Palmer are in there running that third, wide receiver 3, maybe wide receiver 4, depending on if one of those guys is tired, or maybe Mike Evans or Chris Godwin is tired. Well, now both those 2 guys are out of this game. So insert Sterling Shepard, who normally is a slot guy, but they're having to throw him on the outside where I don't love him as much, and other guys that just don't get a lot of reps. So we could see Baker, maybe a guy's coming and running a slant route or maybe a deep in, and he's expecting them to be somewhere that they happen to not be because they don't have the right timing. Insert Jesse Bates getting an interception. Look, I think there's a lot of different ways Baker could be trying to overextend himself, and we could see him throw a pick. He's coming off a great game against the Eagles where he couldn't do anything wrong. He threw it 47 times, no interceptions. This could be a spot where the Falcons could get to him. And wouldn't shock me. They have elite safety play with Jesse Bates and Justin Simmons. Last year, Bates, 6 interceptions in his first year with the Falcons. I think he has 21 in his career. He already has 1 interception this season. And Simmons, 31 in his career. And he also already has 1 this season. Baker last year threw an interception a little bit more than 50% of games, 9 of 17. Divisional matchup, I could see him maybe trying to force the issue here. Maybe one of those new wide receivers coming into the room, they just aren't running the right route, or maybe they're just a little bit slow and the timing's not there and it goes off one of their hands and one of the other guys catches it on the Falcons. Wouldn't shock me there. Or someone on the D-line maybe bats one in the air and they get one. There's just a lot of opportunity here. Or because those 2 wide receivers are down, maybe he's trying to force the issue to Mike Evans and maybe one goes off his hands or something like that. I think there's a lot of different outcomes where Baker could throw a pick. He has to be perfect all game long, and I don't know if he is perfect tonight. So I'll take him, throw an interception, just a half unit play. It is a play I do like. Now, of course, we need to talk about who I think wins and covers in this game. And this one's a tough one to predict. I'm going to take the Falcons on the money line if I had to. I don't have any of my money on the Falcons. I think they win this game at home, divisional matchup. Not my most confident thing. I also have a slight lean to the under. A divisional matchup on a short week, I think we see a lower scoring game here. Heck, if it's a high scoring game, cool. But the Falcons, I think they're able to establish that run game. And if they're going to be able to, a team that has not been able to convert on 3rd down, well, if the Bucs are giving them 4 or 5 yards per carry, maybe they're in more advantageous spots on 3rd down where it's like 3rd and 2, as opposed to maybe when they face like teams like the Steelers, they get into 3rd and 8, and you're like, well, good luck. I mean, 3rd and 8, it's going to be tough to convert those consistently. Now, if they're able to run the football, which I think Bijan has a good game, I think Algier has a good game, I think they're going to have a pretty solid effort on offense. I also like their defense a little bit more than the Buccaneers. And I think that with those pass catchers down for the Buccaneers, you're going to need them to rely on Evans and Godwin even more. I don't know if that's a great recipe for success. Whereas I like Drake London, I like Darnell Mooney, I like Ray McLeod. I think Kyle Pitts gets going this week. And so I like the Falcons if I had to bet anything here to take them on the money line. Finally, let's wrap up the video with an Underdog fantasy entry. I believe this turns $20 into $140. These are the 3 things I'm talking about. Kirk Cousins lower than 1.5 passing TDs. Baker to throw an interception. And the last one, Kyle Pitts, higher than 15.5 first half receiving yards. Now, I almost put a half unit on Kyle Pitts over first quarter line. I believe it's 0.5. It's plus money too. Obviously, worth noting, I mean, Kyle Pitts didn't have a reception last week, 3 targets. We know he's kind of a big play guy, and I think he could go out there and get 1 big play in the first half. That would be a 16-yard catch or more. Obviously, a guy coming off 0 receptions, you heard Raheem Morris talking in post-game press conferences. We don't care about stats and stuff like that. At the end of the day, we know some of these wide receivers and tight ends are divas, and we know you don't want to go a whole game, run routes, and not get a single catch. That's kind of demoralizing. So don't be shocked if Kirk Cousins tries to get the ball to his 6'6" tight end. I think they've been using him a little bit incorrectly so far this season. Kyle Pitts I would use him more like running deep ends or deep routes across the middle of the field. Instead, they're doing a lot of slants or fade routes. Those are going to be low percentage catches. I think they get him 1 in stride today, and he could potentially get to the end zone. Wouldn't shock me. I like his over 15.5 first half receiving yards. Obviously, don't want him to get in the end zone because we have Kirk Cousins lower than 1.5 passing touchdowns, but If he is going to throw one, fine. You can throw it to Kyle Pitts. I don't care. But that's going to be an entry I do like if you want to tail. Like I said, use code COS. You get a Kirk Cousins free square, so you could take his lower pass TDs out and put his free square in there. If you want to, make sure you use code COS and they'll match your first deposit up to $1,000, a first 50% deposit match. So take advantage there. Take advantage of the DubClub 14-day free trial that expires Thursday at midnight, or technically Friday at midnight. You get what I mean. Take advantage of that. I'll link it at the top of the description. And I didn't even mention NFL Week 5 Best Bets video is already live. If you want to go tap into that, I will link it on the screen. We talk through every single game on Sunday, give our spread, money line, or total lean. And we've got a pretty good record so far this season. So I'll link it there. Go check that video out. And have a great Thursday Night Football. Kirk Cousins, I root against you tonight for just one passing touchdown. And Baker, throw a pick for me. I appreciate it. Have a great Thursday. See you guys on Sunday or Saturday for some more Sunday NFL picks. Let's have a day. Join the DubClub. See you guys in there. Peace.